All right. Looks like we are live. Took me a few minutes. I was running a little bit behind schedule, but I'm here. I'm here. How y'all doing, family? Is everybody doing all right this evening? Let me see, get set up and let's share this out a little bit. Let's see. Get rid of that. All right. There we go. As you come in, family, as you come in, my man Max was good. As you come in, do me a favor, hit that like button and share this video. Let's see if we can get us a good conversation going. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to hit this like button on my own and share my own video. See my man G Black and Yarley Barn in the spot. What's happening? Let me share this. Let me see. Share it to my own page. Hit that like button, brothers. Hit that like button to share this video. And let's see if we can make something happen on this conversation. Let's see, let me close that one out. Running a little late, man. I just had my electrician just came over and had to do some work for me, and it ran a little bit longer than I expected it to. So we're running a little bit tardy for this party, but we're gonna be all right. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Share this video, and let's have us a good conversation. His first lady, how you doing, sis? All right, let's see here. I don't know why this thing ain't acting like I want it to act. Let's see. Let me go to my own page. Share it from there. Let's see. Hit that like button, share this video, and let's have us a good conversation. Somebody said to me earlier, he's like, man, you said, here's how you know your woman would never leave you. Man, you can't say that. I said it. I meant it. I said what I meant. I meant what I said. She ain't going nowhere. And I'm going to share with you why. Is it because I'm so magical? Is it because I'm so wonderful? Yeah, partly. That's part of it. That's part of it. But it's a lot more to it than that, man. It's a lot more to it than that. So let me finish sharing this video out. Let me see. Share it in Messenger real quick to a couple of my friends. And share it to a couple more groups. Let people fall in just a little bit more. Give me about 30 more seconds, family, and I'm going to be right on to it. Let me see. Share this to another group or two. I think these are important conversations, man. I think, especially with men, Yarley say, you got her locked up in your basement. That's one reason. She ain't got the key. She can't get out unless I let her out. Max said, when you are super valuable to her, why would she ever leave you? That's a real good point. That's a real solid point. I think a lot of people miss that. A lot of people miss that. Yarley said, it's been a while. I'm from Brunswick, Georgia. My man, it's good to see you, man. I missed you last week. All right. We got a few people in here, so let's get on into it. I took a couple notes here, man, because I kind of wanted to hit a couple points that I didn't want to leave out. But I think most of it we can pretty much flow from the survival scrolls, man. Garen Black says, let me see. She may not see your value or her own. That's a good point. That is a very good point. If you have not already done so, hit that like button, share this video, and I'm gonna hit y'all with my I came in kind of off kilter since I was running a little late, so I'm gonna hit y'all. Yes, sir. I love that thing. My wife did that for me. My wife got that for me. She's like, you can't be a real love alchemist if you ain't got no banner. Every superhero got a theme song, right? All right. So let's get into it, family. Let's get into it. Like I said, if you have not already, please hit that like button, invite a friend, and share this video. And let's get it cracking. I see Derek. What's happening, bruh? It's my little brother family, always in the place. So one of the things that I want to start out with, what did I say the title to this video was? I said, here's why she'll never leave me. That's what I said. Here's why my woman will never leave me. And on top of that, I wanted to talk a little bit about, because it ain't just about me, right? It's about, of course, why mine won't, and I'm living proof of what I'm about to profess. It's why mine won't, and here's some things that here's some reasons that women leave, but also here's some things that you can do to the point where your woman won't leave, right? Now, one challenge that I received early was like, man, you like I said, you can't say that. And what we're talking about is possibility versus probability, right? Is it possible that my woman can leave? Yeah, it's possible. Is it probable? Nah, the probability on my woman leaving is incredibly low, extremely low. As a matter of fact, I'm confident enough to put a title like that in my video because I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't. So as I into it, I'm gonna share with y'all why. Number one, I think the foundational reason why Max said virtually zero. That's what I'm saying right there. Virtually zero, right? Infinitesimal. One of the reasons Yarly said change her name to Toby. Nah, man, it ain't like that. And look, there's some guys. I remember when I was coming up, one of the sayings was, there's plenty of fish in the sea. If you don't catch this bus, you'll catch another one. And they paint it in this light as if a wife is expendable and easily replaceable. Now, as we get a little older, a lot of guys my age are finding a lot more challenge with finding someone that they think is worthy of that title, wife, right? And that's because they told us wrong, man. When we were young, it's not plenty of fish in the sea, or it is plenty of fish, but most of them catfish, right? We're supposed to be playing catch and release with those, man. But as far as the keepers go, that's why that scripture is, man, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. It's because it's not quite as common as we were led to believe, right? As far as high quality women that are wife material. I mean, we see the game is saturated with a lot of women who are not that, right? So, number one, I think the biggest reason that my wife will never leave me is because the connection was organic. What do I mean by that? She loved me when she thought I was a goat herder, right? She loved me when she thought I was a goat herder, right? And low key, maybe I was kind of a goat herder. We didn't have much. We started, I think I was working at Taco Bell, I think, when we first started kicking it. And so when we got together, it was based on pure chemistry. Look, she laughing at me. It was based on pure chemistry. She really liked me. I really liked her. And it wasn't, there wasn't this thing of, what can you do for me? How much can you, can you buy me this? Can you buy me that? Can you take me here and there? It was just purely from a standpoint of, I like you, you like me. I feel good when I'm around you. You feel good when when you're around me. Pure boy meets girl chemistry, right? Fireworks and all of that stuff. It was good. So that organic chemistry is something that can't be underestimated. And here's why, one of the reasons I say that. One of the things that we talk about now is that how important it is for a man to be on his purpose, on his grind, and to get that bag, get whatever it is that he's going to get, and then go get a woman. I won't argue that, right? But there's a caveat, right? If you go out and you get all these things, you accumulate all this wealth and all these material things, you don't really get to see from an organic perspective, or let me say it this way. is much more challenging to see from an organic, if she's there for purely organic reasons. You pulled up in your Benz, you pulled up in your Brooks Brothers suit, right? I mean, you sharp, right? You know what I mean? Or what's the other one? I don't know, whatever. You fly, right? You got all of these different things that you've added to yourself, and that's cool. But she might be attracted to you for things that she thinks that you can offer her, things that she thinks that you can do for her, right? And maybe there's a little bit less certainty as to why she might be there, right? What did it say? Yardley says she followed divine order. Not just her, man. It wasn't just her. It was me too. But I will to your point though. I will say, I think that she was more in alignment. I mean, look, I was 16, right? So she was much more in alignment than I was. So I will grant you that. His first lady says that's why I encourage young commitment. I do too. Absolutely. People like to push it off as if, there are plenty of opportunities out here. But the reality is, most of us have never met someone who was groomed from a young age to be a husband or to be a wife, right? Most people are not being groomed for that. We're figuring this thing out as we go. And most of us don't even get to see in real time husband and wife interaction. Mama ain't really got no husband. Daddy ain't really got no wife, right? To use my best English. I know I'm messing up the King's English. My uncle would be upset with me. But Yardley says, followed by mutual understanding that she needed you and you needed her. No argument with that. All part of the organic connection, right? And I would add to that, we were young, right? And so the polarity as far as, or not polarity, but the complementary energy factor, like with me being, I'm exuding testosterone. I'm 16 and my testosterone is off the charts, and she is as soft as they come. You know what I mean? Soft as cotton. And so her femininity is off the charts. And that complementary energy exchange is what keeps that spark lit, right? And so as we get older, as men, there are things that we have to do, and I'll come back to this, but there are things that we can do to help keep that masculinity charged up, right? And that's also why you find a lot of guys that are in marriages now, and they get married, and a year or two later, they would say, before we got married, the sex was, as often as we wanted it. But then a year or 2 or 5 years later, all of a sudden, boom, no more sex, right? And part of that is because we allowed that charge to dissipate, kind of like a car battery, right? There's a positive terminal and there's a negative terminal. And as long as the positive terminal is doing what it's supposed to do and the negative terminal is doing what it's supposed to do, there's an energy difference there, which creates that spark. That's kind of how masculine and feminine relationships are, right? We got to kind of keep that spark going. Let me move on. Another reason that my wife ain't leaving. She's my biggest fan. She is a fan of Vaughn, right? Pure fan. My wife, look, this was maybe 15 years ago. We were huge Bears fans. Now, 15 years ago, I was what we would consider old by athletic standards, right? Professional athletic standards. But my wife used to tell me, see, I was maybe 35, 40 years old. And she would say, you should play for the Bears. You should go and play for the Chicago Bears. Now, I'm 35 going on 40 years old. And my wife is telling me, this is how much she believed in me. This is how much of a fan of me that she is, was back then, and even is now. She would say, you should go and try out for the Bears. And I'll be like, I'm a little long in the tooth for that one. I'm a little old for that young man's game. She was like, nah, I think you can do it. Now, of course, she didn't really understand the game the way that we understand the game, many of us as men. But that didn't matter to her, man. She was convinced. The way she saw those young brothers on the field running, she was convinced that I could do that, right? And then once I got a little over 40, 45, she said, okay, well, if you don't want to play, watch this. She didn't say, since you can't play anymore. She said, well, since you don't want to play, I'm 40, 45 years old now. Since you don't want to play, you should go and coach. You should go and get a coaching job in the NFL. And I would love to see you coach for the Chicago Bears. Why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because not only did she believe in my physical ability, she also believed in my intellectual, my mental capacity, right? She believes in what it is. She believes that I can do whatever it is that I set my mind to. Now, that's important, right? My man Yarley says she loves and respects you. That goes a long way with most men. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's the thing. Part of the reason that she believes in me and trusts in me is because there is a consistent level with which I show up in our marriage. Ain't no flake in me. I don't flake. Does that mean that I don't make mistakes? Hell no. Come on, man. We ain't nobody slow. We know I make mistakes. We know I'm not perfect, right? But there's a consistency with which I show up. And she believes in me because of that. She has faith in me because of that consistency. So reason number 2 that she ain't leaving is the magic of believing. There is so much to be said. People underestimate how powerful belief is, right? People say, well, seeing is believing. Nah, believing is seeing, right? Which happened first? Did you see the Empire State Building, or did they believe and then they saw the Empire State Building? I'm saying believing happens first. Seeing happens second. She believed, right? And so in that belief, I show up in the context of what it is that she believes, right? So let me see, Yarley, my man Yarley going off. He said consistent masculinity. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And it's not just any brand of masculinity. It's the level of masculinity that complements her femininity, right? You can show you just because look, I made a post earlier. I'm gonna get to that too, just kind of because my man Oak, I don't think he here yet, but he challenged me on the post that I made earlier, and I'm gonna come back to that. But let me jump back on. I got a couple more points that I wanted to make, and this is kind of man Bernard Brown. Hello, young man. How you doing, brother? Here's another thing, and I was kind of alluding to this, right? Every engine needs fuel, right? And when I think of a wife, just part of what the function of a wife is, or even just a woman that's meaningful in your life, it's kind of like if she's really down, right? If she's really, I'm talking about 10 toes down, just she's Team Vaughn. She's the love, I'm the love alchemist. She's the love alchemist wife, Mrs. Love Alchemy, right? If she's really down, she is like a turbo booster on a man's life, right? She is an engine that adds horsepower and adds more fuel and more jet boost behind whatever mission that you on. Here's the point. With her being an engine, she needs fuel. Now, you got a lot of people that misunderstand the game, and a lot of guys say, well, love is duty, right? And to a large degree, it is, especially for men. We feel a sense of duty, but there's something to be said about feelings, right? Like I just mentioned, belief, right? And feelings. My wife is very very feminine, very soft, very sentimental. I don't know if sentimental is the word, but she's got all of that girly stuff going on, right? And if you have a woman on your team that believes in you, right, and that looks to better your life, that looks to serve, right? My woman looks to serve me and looks to make my life better in any capacity that she can. When you have somebody like that on your team, that requires fuel. And if you don't replenish that fuel, she'll run out of gas. And at some point, she'll get tired, right? So what do I do to keep her replenished? My man Oak is in the building. There you go. My word is my word. I'm here for this. My man. Let's see. Yarley says women are supposed to be an enhancement to a man's life. Absolutely, bruh. Absolutely. And I'll come back to this point about the fuel. Somebody remind me of that. Don't let me forget that. But I want to jump on this so I don't forget this point. Somebody said to me, people say this all the time, actually, you got lucky. You met her when you were in high school. Y'all were young. Actually, I met her when I was 12. But the point is, you got lucky. You got her young and blah, blah, blah. Whatever list of reasons that they want to give for me being, quote unquote, lucky for the person that I met, the person that I have, et cetera, et cetera. Let me tell you something, man. You can be the luckiest man in the world or the luckiest woman in the world, and you can come across somebody who might be what you consider a soulmate. Does anybody believe in, y'all believe in soulmates? You can find somebody who might be equipped to be your soulmate. So for me, I'm just going to tell you what soulmate. I don't believe that there's just one person on the entire planet that is there for you, that matches you, that's your soulmate. Nah, I don't believe that. What I believe as far as soulmates go is that this is your soul and it has a chemistry, a vibration, right? And there are other souls that vibrate harmoniously with yours. That's a soulmate. That might be 100 people on this planet. That might be 1,000 people. I don't know what the number is, but I don't believe it's just one person. I don't believe the universe would be that unkind. You got 8 billion people on this planet and you got to go find that one person. I don't think it quite works like that, right? April Smith says, I used to. So here's the point. See, Oak said, Yarley says, until she passes gas in the bathroom. So look, here's the point. I had this woman who was a match for me, right? 16, 18, 21, 22 years old. I'm a young man and I have the presence of mind to make her my wife, but I don't quite know yet how to line it up where I'm matching what she needs and allowing her to be what I need, right? So much to the point that our marriage was so rocky. Look at this. Watch this. Oh, I got to take a sip for this. We had been married, I don't know, maybe 4 years at this time. And our marriage was so rocky that she told me that just to see me come home from work, listen to this, just to see me come home from work, to see my car pull up in the driveway made her stomach hurt. Didn't R. Kelly make a song about that when a woman's fed up? It made her stomach hurt to see me pull up in the driveway. That's how bad our marriage was. And I ain't like her ass either. I'm going to keep it a stack with y'all. She didn't like me. I didn't like her. And I had one foot out. She had one foot out. But we never had one foot out at the same time. Like, it would be like, I'm ready to throw in the towel. She'd be like, nah, we can work on it. And then when she would be ready to throw in the towel, I'd be like, nah, we can work on it. We can fix it. And so, we kind of navigated around that until things got better. Long story short, things got better. What was I talking about? Fuel, right? Bernard Brown says, I had one 34 years and she passed away 6 years ago. I got lucky and got another one in my life. I mean, man, congratulations, brother. I'm sorry to hear that. But blessings on your new one, man. That's peace right there. Derek says, there are a multitude of worthy matches. It's who fits in that time and space. Nothing coincidental. My man, that's what I'm talking about. Max says, y'all got children. Yep, four children. They're all adults. And now we have 5 grandchildren. 5 grandbabies. 2 of them here right now, making noise, running all up and down my hallway. Yarley says, what changed? What changed was, so, man, I'm all off course now, but I'll indulge you for a minute. Let's see. Derek said, ooh, threw it off. Inside joke, family. Y'all don't know what that is. Boy, you a nut. So what happened? I went to her at one point and I was like, yo, this marriage is rocky as hell. And we need to get marriage counseling. She was like, nah, we don't need to get marriage counseling. You just need to get your act together. Like, how dare she, right? The gall, the unmitigated gall. How dare she suggest that she had hers together and I didn't have mine together? She was right, though. Like, I was a nut. I thought I was supposed to be out at the club, drinking with the fellas, just acting the fool. And I'm in my early 20s. I don't quite know how to make this thing work yet. I just know that I got these obligations. I got babies. I got a wife, and I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do, but I'm still young. You know what I mean? I'm still a knucklehead. And so she told me straight up, she's like, look, man, if you get, I don't want to cuss because my mama might be on here, but she said, man, if you get it right, you know what I mean, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be good. If you come correct, we're gonna be solid. And I started talking to some older people, man, and just getting other advice. And I started reading more and just kind of learning, because I didn't have that model, man. I didn't see my mother and father interacting in a healthy way. My grandparents were old by the time I never really paid attention to how they got down. And so I had to really learn and be my own model of what it was that I wanted to see in the marriage. And so I started treating her different, man. I came across ideas like complementarity. So at one point I thought, I'm the man, I put my foot down, what I say goes, period. And that worked for a while. I mean, to the extent that, I was kind of like financially, I was the bully, right? But I didn't get the cooperation that I was looking for in my woman. So we was always arguing, always into it. But then I started treating her with a lot more consideration, treating the marriage with a lot more respect, a lot more worthiness, and just started being more observant, man, and saw what it was that she was bringing to my life, and then what she needed in turn from me, man. So long story short, that's what it was. I jump off the point for now because I didn't want to go too far off. What else? I talked about fuel, right? So some of the and that kind of leads into what I meant when I said when I talked about the fuel that a marriage needs. So some of those things as far as the fuel source, that your marriage needs and what your woman needs from you. So there's this hierarchy of needs, right? Or this basic human needs, right? And in this basic human needs, there's Tony Robbins talks about this. There's variety, certainty, the need for growth, the need for contribution, significance. Damn, I forget the other one. I'm gonna Google it real quick. And there's another one. If anybody can help me out, let's see, 6 human needs. Put that in here real quick. And so certainty, variety, significance, love and connection. That's the other one. Love and connection, growth and contribution, right? So everybody has these needs. And so can you live without those things? Yeah. So we call them needs, but they're not really needs from the standpoint of life survival. But as far as what it means to show up and live a healthy and fulfilled life as an adult, these things are necessary to live that part of life, right? To have a healthy and fulfilled life. So everybody has these 6 basic needs. And I learned about these things, man. And then so I started learning what her needs were, what she needed from me. And everybody, even though everybody has these needs, we don't all have them in the same order, right? So certainty may be high on somebody else's, whereas variety, or in other words, uncertainty, might be number one on another person's. Significance might be number one on somebody else's, whereas love and connection might be number one on somebody else's, right? On the next person. So it doesn't matter what somebody else needs. I don't care what my next door neighbor's wife needs. What I need to figure out is what my wife needs from me. And then equally important, she needs to understand what I need from her. Well, she studied me. She knew what I needed from her years ago. I was late to the party, right? That's why she told me, you one need to get your stuff together, right? You need to get your stuff together and we'll be cool. So I'm learning, I'm talking to her, kind of figuring those things out, figuring what it is that she needs from me. And I'm gonna tell you a secret, family. On that 6 needs chart, that 6 human needs chart, if you find anybody where you can meet at least 3 of those needs, and I'm talking about meet them fully, right? Ain't nobody perfect, but you meet 3 of those needs fully to the point where they're fulfilled in those 3 needs. You ain't even got to meet all 6. You meet any 3, not any 3, but the top 3, and you got a soldier for life. That's the game right there. So let's say, for instance, somebody's primary need is love and connection, right? Number one on their chart is love and connection. And then you offer them love and connection in the way that they can appreciate, not just I love you and you should appreciate that. Nah, that ain't how it works. In the way that they need it from you, right? You show up in the way that they need it from you, right? And then let's say the next one is significance. And then you offer them that in the way that they need to feel significant. And then let's say the third one is, I don't know, certainty, right? Let's say the third one is certainty. Or let's flip it. Let's say the third one is variety, which is kind of uncertainty. And you offer them uncertainty and variety in the way that they really appreciate. You got a soldier for life. That person ain't going nowhere. They might complain about some of the other things that you don't do. They might complain about the other ways that you don't show up. But I'm telling you, if you meeting 3 out of 6, they ain't going nowhere. That's mind science. Call me a liar. Let me look at these comments. Somebody called me a liar. Not in the club, my man. My cousin. Hey, man, I was in the club, man. I was young and dumb, man. Let me see. My man Bernard said, I learned how to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am to my wife. My daughter asked me, Daddy, are you scared of are you scared of mama? I said, yep. Love, respect together. Look, I'm not afraid of my wife, but I tell you this much. I respect my wife. I have tremendous respect for my wife. Look, when somebody shows up in your life the way that my wife shows up in my life, how can you not respect that? You have to be a damn fool to not respect that, to not appreciate that. And then equally important, to not make them feel appreciated, right? My wife ain't going nowhere. And look, we get up there in age, so is she likely to go at this stage of the game anyway? It becomes less likely the older we get. But the truth of the matter is, my wife could take half my stuff, half my income, all that stuff, and she could be comfortable on her own, even without me. She could. But she can't have her 6 needs. She ain't willing to roll the dice on what's out there, what's in them streets, to see if somebody else gonna meet. Hell, I know I meet more than 3 of her needs, right? But I know I check. I put a hard check in at least 3 of them boxes. She ain't finna roll the dice and do that. Plus, I'm a good dude, man. I'm a good dude. And that reminds me of my post that I made earlier. Let me see. Ron says, we all were. We all were. Yep. We all were. Yep. Last word, yes, dear. You don't even have to do that, man. You really don't have to overdo it. I don't overdo it. I'm a very confrontational guy, man, but not as much with my wife. I try not to be highly confrontational with my wife, but I'm not a yes, dear kind of guy. My wife will tell you, man, I'm a hard nut to crack. I'm a hard nut to crack, and but we make it work, man. And I show up in a way that that she appreciates. And I'll tell you another thing too. Here's another one. Don't underestimate this one, right? My wife is happy to be my wife. She is happy to be my wife. When I wake up in the morning, eyes closed, her eyes are still closed, and I wake up and I might say something sweet to her while she sleeps. And my wife smiles at me every morning, even with her eyes closed. She is happy to wake up next to me. That requires fuel, brothers. That requires fuel. She ain't just happy to be here just because, I pay all the bills and, because of all of the material stuff. My wife is genuinely happy about. My wife works her ass off on my behalf. It's not easy to be my wife. I promise you. What's she at? It is not easy to be my wife. I promise you. Ron said it took you 30 years to get there. Almost 30. It took about 20, a little over 20. My wife says there is no amount of money, and I mean no amount of money, that anyone could offer me to leave you. I know that. Damn right. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I might sound a little arrogant, and I don't mean to sound arrogant. I'm telling you, I'm confident in that. I'm confident in that. But I'm confident because of the way I show up and the way that I show up that's meaningful to her. And then I'm also confident, as compounded by the way that she consistently shows up. Like you can't do for me and show up for me in the way that my woman shows up with a smile on her face, always looking, what can I do? What else can I do? Surprising me. Like, you can't show up in that way unless you're happy about being there. And that's the type of reassurance that I'm saying that I get, that lets me know my woman ain't going no damn well. Bernard says, I think it's more a joke when we say them things because it's out of respect. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Mutual love and respect. I'm sorry I keep playing with my nose, man. It's itching. But I made a post earlier. My man Oak said he wanted me to address it. So let me pull this post up real quick. Let me see. Where's this post at? I want to read it because I wanted to address it on the show. Oh, the question was, do women really leave good men? That was the question that I asked earlier on Facebook. Do women really leave good men? And there was a variety of answers, man. It's like 50 on this one, 50 answers on this one, and several on the other one. And one of the most profound things, or one of the more profound things, answers that I saw on there was the question of, let me see. His first lady says, yes, they do all the time. So I think it's a two-part answer, right? Let me wet my whistle. I think it's a two-part answer. And one of the profound things I saw on there was define good. Define good. What does good mean? And I forget who the author of this quote is, but somebody said, nothing is good or bad, only thinking makes it so. Nothing is good or bad, only thinking makes it so. There are a lot of good brothers out here. There's a lot of good people out here, right? But just because you're a good person doesn't mean that you're a good man for her or a good woman for him, right? I know some really good people who have a horrible relationship together. And they still good people. They just not good for each other, right? So the term good is relative. So now it comes down to, I'm bringing the question back full circle. Do women really leave good men? While I think there are exceptions to every rule, as a rule, I don't think women leave men, generally speaking. I don't think women leave men that they determine that are good for them. Now, I'm not talking about unhealthy minded people. I know that there's people out here who are emotionally unavailable and got all kinds of therapy issues, issues that need to be resolved in therapy. I'm talking about healthy, good people, good-hearted, healthy people. Do those women leave good men? And the answer is, first and foremost, good is relative, right? So a woman might leave a man that's good for another woman, just not good for her, right? And secondly, with good being relative, do women leave men that they determine are good for them? And I say no. On a large scale, generally no. Here's the other part to that. My man Oak said he's showing up because he know that I'm gonna make this man's fault. I'm gonna say it this way. It is your responsibility as a man to choose a woman that's good for you. I'm gonna repeat that. It is your responsibility as a man. She does not get the title of my woman if I have not determined that she is good for me, right? So that means the way that I show up organically, like sometimes I'm goofy as hell. I'm silly, I'm playful, right? But the way that I show up, my wife think I should be on Def Comedy Jam. Do they still have Def Comedy Jam? My wife think I should be a professional comedian. Like, somebody else might think I'm corny as hell. Somebody else might think, oh man, you stupid. The way you joke, you goofy as hell. Whatever it is that they might think. But my woman think I'm the funniest dude on the planet. And it's just the way my vibe resonates with her, it works. Now, do I need that from her? It works. It helps. It's cool, right? Because I like to entertain. I like to have a good time. And she appreciates the way that I show up, right? So here's what I'm saying. As a man, it is incumbent upon us to choose a woman whose energy and whose style resonates with us. So much so to the point that I don't have to step out of character to make her happy. I don't have to be somebody else in order for her to be happy, right? So I get to be a good man in a way that feels good to me, a way that resonates with me. So I'm walking this walk in accordance with what I think is a good man, and guess what? She agrees with me, right? There's agreement there. So is that woman in that situation, not just my woman, any woman in that situation, likely to leave her man? And the answer is hell no. She ain't going nowhere. Let me take a look at these comments. His first lady says, I feel that, and take your time so you can choose wisely. Damn right. That's real rap. T. Renee says, LOL, I know, but it was his name. I guess you ain't talking to me on that one. Y'all got y'all own little conversation going. T. Renee and I think my wife. T. Renee says, hey, brother, what's happening, sissy? What's good with you? First lady says, okay, because a lot of these women are for the streets. Yeah. Look, man, if can we keep it a stack, right? If she for the streets, what the hell are you doing making her your woman? She's not supposed to be your woman. If she for the streets, then leave her there, bro. Right? And I'll even go a step further. If she for the streets, no good man is gonna make her his woman anyway. What is a good man? I mean, how do we define a good man? Right? I mean, first of all, integrity, character, and all that stuff. But I say a man that's on his square, doing what he's supposed to do, being where he's supposed to be, handling his business, right? Showing up in masculine ways that benefit not just himself, but the way that benefits others, right? There's more to it than just what makes me happy. How can I be of service? Because a large part of manhood is to serve, right? So how can I serve? And am I serving in a way that feels good to me and also benefits others, right? So a man who's on his square, on his purpose, handling his business, being where he's supposed to be, doing what he's supposed to do, he's going to choose a woman who resonates with that mission that he's on. That's really what a good man is going to do, right? If anything really less than that, you choosing a woman who doesn't serve that interest, you really are compromising what it means to be a good man. I said it. I meant it. Let me see. Yardley says, in one respect, as a man, we are the gatekeepers of relationships. Men must properly vet the woman they let into their lives. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't say that we are the sole gatekeepers because in a sense, I mean, you can be, as good a man as you want to be, but she still got to say yes, right? So there is a coexistence that takes place. There is a co-gatekeeper. We both hold keys to whether or not we can lock and be in this relationship together, right? But to the second sentence that you made there, men must properly vet the women that we let into our lives. That is absolutely 100% accurate. Yo, let me say this. Cash App, show me some love, family. I show up every week. You know what I mean? If you like what I do, if you appreciate what I'm saying, support your boy. $ Love Alchemist 11. Show me some love, support via Cash App. It helps me do what I do. You know what I mean? I do all kinds of services, man. Mostly mental health, emotional health, marriage, and a lot of work I do pro bono, man. I do it just off the muscle, man. Of course, I get paid doing a lot of work, but I also do it just out of love, man. I do it for the love. So, show me some love in return, man. If you feel like what I'm offering is beneficial to you in any way whatsoever. Let me see any other comments. How long I've been on here, man? I don't want to overrun my time. Look, what else? Do men really leave good? Do women really leave good men? So that's my answer to that. Yardley says women are the gatekeepers of sex. She has controls who she lets into her body. That's partly true. I think that's partly true. Because as a man, we can say no. Look, women offer me sex. Even now, women offer me sex now. And I say no. So she can't, she's partly the gatekeeper, but she need my key. Right? She can't go without me. So I say that, again, together we are gatekeepers, man. She can't do nothing without me. There are a lot of people who say women are the gatekeepers to sex, women are the gatekeepers to pregnancy. I say partly, man. She can't get pregnant without me. I got to be willing, man. She can't do it without me. If she says yes, but I say no, ain't nothing happening. So that's what I say. There was another question somebody asked me. I saw this. They didn't ask me this, but I saw it. There's this conversation about who's the prize between the man or the woman. There's this argument going back and forth. You know, there's some men that say there's this lawyer who graduated law school and he was saying, I'm the prize now. And then a lot of women feel like they're the prize. I got a slightly different approach, family. I got a slightly different take. Let me wet my whistle. I have a slightly different take. I think that when a man shows up and he's doing what he's supposed to do, and then he meets a woman who shows up and she's doing what she's supposed to do, and they can make a relationship, a harmonious relationship happen out of that, the relationship is the prize. What we establish together is the prize. Because by myself, man, I mean, I'm just walking around as a damn prize with a bow on my head. Come on, man. Nah, by myself. I mean, I'm a good catch, but until a woman catch me, man, I mean, what am I doing? You know what I mean? I'm just a dude out here who's halfway decent, and I bring these attributes to the table. But what's the prize if ain't nobody there to open it up, if ain't nobody there to share it with? You know what I mean? And then the same thing with the woman. She's just walking around with a damn bow on her head, but there's no guy that's willing to unwrap that gift. Come on, man. So in my mind, the real prize is what we can make happen together, right? And the evidence for that, watch this, the evidence for that is how many people are out here longing for that type of complementarity, who are longing for that type of companionship and fulfillment in the relationship. Look, experts have concluded that as much as 95% of our overall happiness can be attributed to how well we're doing in our intimate relationships. And I'm telling you, the relationship is the prize, not just me walking around here. Yeah, I could be making $100,000 or $200,000 a year, and that might make me feel good. I can drive whatever car I want to drive. I can wear whatever suits and gold and all this stuff. I can do all that. And then there might be a woman, a sister, who can do the same thing. She got the Benz, she got the house, she got the red bottoms and the bags. But unless we find somebody that helps fulfill that 95%, ain't no prize, man. Ain't no prize. You know what I mean? So the prize is the relationship. Tell me if you agree with that. Let me know what you think about that statement I just made. Shout out to who was that just sent me some love in the Cash App. I appreciate you. That was his first lady. I appreciate you, sis. Thanks for the love. Thank you much. And I think there was one other post that I made. I'm gonna address that and then I'm gonna jump off here. Any questions for me? Any questions for me? My man Yardley says, actually, some do walk around with bows on them. Yeah, they do. Hey, so there's some dudes out here walking around with bows on them too, right? A lot of people out here have, I think, a serious misunderstanding of why we're here. And, I'll leave that there. I made another post that I said, a man who finds a wife has found a good thing, right? I still think that a man who finds a wife finds a good thing, right? Let me see. Yardley says, I agree with that. The relationship is the prize. I appreciate that, bro. I just knew you was gonna push back on me. Yardley is one of my favorite opposers. We go back and forth. We spar quite a bit, but I appreciate it, man. Iron sharpens iron. I really do. Iron sharpens iron. I said a man who finds a wife has found a good thing. I believe that wholeheartedly, man, because the mission ain't meant to be done alone, right? But I'm gonna add to that, and I'm gonna say that a woman who finds a husband also finds a good thing, right? That's where I go with the relationship being the prize, man. The relationship is the prize. But here's the thing: one of the things that we're not doing, we're not grooming, is what we should be doing that we're not doing. There are not a lot of husbands, there are not a lot of children being reared, being raised with the thought in mind that this is going to be somebody's husband. This is going to be somebody's wife, right? We're not raising our children with that thought in mind, did somebody ask me a question? My wife, see, there go my wife. She always on it, boy. She said, Fuzz asked me a question. There we go. Appreciate you, darling. Why are so many men afraid to love again after they got divorced and had children? Great question. Great question. And let me add this, because my wife, she's the one that pointed out to me that I missed this question, right? And then live in real time, I told her, thank you, I appreciate that. One of the things that helps fuel my wife, sincere appreciation for what it is that she offers me. I still say thank you. I still say please and thank you to my wife. I know she's gonna do it. She gonna do damn near anything I ask her to do. There's almost nothing that I could ask my wife to do, and she's gonna say no. Damn near anything. But I still say, hey, babe, would you mind getting me whatever, ironing my shirt, doing whatever it is that I might need? Would you mind making me doing whatever, right? And the answer is almost always yeah. I can't really think of anything that she says no about. But the point is, every time she does it, I show her some appreciation, even if it's just saying, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. I might kiss her. I might even pat her on the ass and be like, thank you, girl. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Right. But she feels good about being here. That's the point. And I'm saying that's the fuel that your woman needs. Right. Let me see. Let me get back to this question. I'm rambling. I'm running off on a tangent. Where'd the question go? Fuzz Likes Dillard says, why are so many men afraid to love again after they got divorced and had children? So let me wet my whistle. I think that that's a people thing more so than a man thing, because the truth is people hate to fail, and I think it might even be a masculine thing where we might hate to fail. I don't know, maybe men hate to fail more than women, and divorce is a sign of failure, right? Nobody sets out to get married with the end game being divorce, right? So that failure hurts. And when men get divorced, oftentimes we lose a lot, right? We lose, alimony, and then there's child support. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that's discouraging as hell. A lot of us are not looking to go back into that game after we lose on that level, especially if you lose enough. And enough is relative, right? So the more money you make, the more you stand to lose. And there's just there's a lot of brothers out here who are just not willing to lose a second time, especially when we've lost a lot the first time. And to the same respect, I think a lot of women, because there seems to be a little bit less to lose, monetarily speaking. Because look, I saw somebody tagged me in a post today, and they said that, man, how did it go? Something to the effect that basically what we bring to the table financially is basically synonymous with responsibility, right? And so a lot of us men, and even women, see a lot of men in this way too. What we bring to the table monetarily, our value is equated to that. Erroneously, I think, because we bring a lot more to the table than just money, right? Our presence alone is tremendously valuable, right? But when we've lost something like that, it's a serious hit to the gut, man. It's a serious gut punch, and a lot of us, man, it's really hard to recover from that. Honestly, man, I think people who go through divorce, especially when it's a painful divorce, we really need therapy. We really need therapy after that, because it's not easy to recover from stuff like that. Divorces, and look, when we go through divorces, man, our children are impacted tremendously from that. And those children need therapy too. Those children need, like, I'm gonna go off a little bit here. I was talking to one of my buddies today, one of my childhood friends, high school buddy, and he was talking to me about when his both his mother and his father died. So I forget which one. I think he said when his mother died, the impact that it had on his life, right? And he turned to alcohol and just started having all kinds of trouble. So here's the point. Get into the habit of getting your family a professional family therapist when we suffer losses like that. When we suffer loss due to death, divorce, anything that tremendously upsets the apple cart and impacts our lives in a way that offers us adversity, that children are not equipped to handle that. You know what I mean? And sometimes the outlet for that is not going to be a healthy one. Keith says he agrees with me. I forgot what he said, what I said at the time, but I appreciate agreement. Oak says, I don't vet lovers, I train toddlers. See, there you go again with that nonsense. But I'm gonna let you be great. Yeah. Oh yeah. Appreciate you mentioning that, bro. We have a show tomorrow. Me and Oak and a couple other brothers. It's 2 single guys and 2 married guys. So we're gonna have us a real good conversation. We have some varying perspectives. I think it's gonna be a real good and entertaining show. So y'all stay tuned for that, man. I think it's gonna be entertaining. Like I said, Yardley says a man who finds $1 million finds a good thing as well. I tell you what, call me a fool if you want to. You could drop $1 million in my life right now. I would not trade my wife for $1 million. Would not do it. There really is no amount of money that you could offer me where I would trade my wife for. And I'm telling you, man, money is good, right? But it's fool's gold, to the extent that money can enhance your happiness, but money, and there's some things that money can do to bring you joy, man. But I'm telling you, look, I used to say, man, I want to make $100,000, but look, it takes making $100,000 to realize that $100,000 ain't what you think it is, right? So I'm just saying, man, there is no amount of money that can be offered to me where I would trade my wife. $1 million or not. Let's see. Next comment. Fuzz says, thank you. This is what I'm seeing now. I just don't understand. Yeah, pain. Man, look, pain. Oof. Look, when the emotions are charged, the facts don't matter. When the emotions are charged, the facts don't matter. So you can show up to a man's life after he's been through a painful divorce, especially if there are children involved. And if he was really committed to that relationship and his wife upset that apple cart, it's hard for that brother to recover. And if he hasn't had some professional help in recovering from that, a lot of times we just don't recover from that. We just don't. And we'll be emotionally unavailable for the foreseeable future. So that's just what it is. Yardley says, usually most men have been destroyed emotionally, financially. There it is. That's what I just said. Divorce can be worse than death. Heavy. Yeah, divorce hurts, man. It stings. It really does. It sucks. And I counsel brothers, primarily men. I like working with men, and just helping them recover, just get to an emotionally even keel after going through and suffering loss like that. It's tremendous. It is tremendous. Yardley says divorces are incentivized in this country. Yeah, they don't want to see us happy, man. There's something, I don't know what's going on in the upper crust of this thing, but it seems like they're working diligently to keep people from being happy and living their best life. What time? I think the show. Oh, tomorrow night the show is at 8:00, right? No. It's 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So if you haven't already, hit that like button on my Love Alchemist page, and also hit that like button on this video and share this video, and just follow me, and I'll keep you posted. But tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. T. Renee says, what time? Yep, 7 o'clock. Bernard Brown says, my brother, hit me up in my inbox. I got you, bro. Say less. Matter of fact, send me a message right now so I don't forget, man. Send me a message right now, and I get with you. Keith says, me either. Some things money can't buy. So that's in response to trading your wife, I'm assuming. See, Keith and Lynetta, they have a beautiful marriage. And I'm telling you, when you find that, man, you'll find people who say all kind of stuff when they haven't yet accomplished what we've accomplished, as far as finding that complementarity, finding that feminine compliment or that masculine compliment for the ladies. When you haven't found that yet, you'll rationalize all kind of stuff. Oh yeah, for 50,000, I do whatever, right? When you find that though, you ain't going. You ain't going. Trust me. And if you are going, then you ain't found it. That's all that means. Bernard says, you're right. Me too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fuzzy. I keep calling you Fuzzy. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Yardley says many men commit suicide behind divorce. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's the pain, man. The pain is tremendous. I'm telling you. I counsel brothers all the time, and I'm telling you, man. Well, I'm telling you, it's a lot. I'll just leave it there. It's a lot. No, death hurt more. I know. Yeah. Don't nobody want to be in my shoes. Yep, I feel you on that. Derek says divorce for me was a pizza party filled with alcohol and the sticky. Now look, who you getting the divorce from matters, right? So if you're married to somebody that's a drag on your life, like you trying to run this race that we call life, and the person that you married to is like a parachute on your back, like they are literally dragging you, taking all that. I mean, all as much effort you put in is as much resistance as they're offering your life. Hell yeah, it's a party getting a divorce from that person, right? So, but I'm talking about a lot of people get blindsided. They didn't realize how bad the marriage was in the eyes of the person that they married to. They wake up and be like, "Damn, what you mean you leaving? What you mean that you want a divorce?" So those people, it's a gut punch, especially when you losing, children, that you want to see grow. I mean, just your ideas about the thing make all the difference in the world. I don't know what you laughing at, people, T Renee, but I appreciate you, sis. That's my girl there, T Renee. Ain't nothing like the real thing, man. Look, his first lady, another one, beautiful marriage, beautiful marriage. That's a beautiful brother and sister, and I'm telling you, what they have is admirable. I'm telling you, when you get that, you're not trading that. And if you're willing to trade it, you ain't got that. I promise you. Bernard Brown says marriage is like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, it ain't all sweet, man. Ain't nothing all sweet. Ain't nothing all good. Show me somebody who say their marriage is all lollipops and rainbows, and I'll show you somebody that's a damn good liar. I just told you, I know my wife is not leaving me, period. No matter what. I don't care how much money you offer her. She ain't going no damn where. But I am not a piece of cake. I'm not easy. It's not easy being my wife. My wife works her ass off. But the reward is great because, I mean, I'm really, really good to my wife. So even though it's some heavy lifting because, I'm a handful, right? But at the same time, the rewards are great. And my wife lives a very good life. Derek said more like a parasite, talking about those marriages that you don't want to be in. Yeah, I'm here. Fuzz Light says, yes, that is correct. That gut punch prevents a man from wanting to start a new family and a new life. Yeah, real rap. I mean, we need a whole new emotional and mental calibration to recover from that. And most of us are not even aware that that's what it takes. We think that time heals all wounds. That ain't how it works, man. That's not how it works. Some people grow old and bitter. And the older they get, the more bitter they become because they never got the help that they needed to recover from that injury. And so they develop this callousness about how, with respect to how they deal with the next relationship. And I've seen men that are callous like that, and I've seen women who are callous like that. And they are emotionally unavailable. He already says, and they say men have no feelings. We mourn silently and alone. Hopefully you have someone that save you from yourself. Yeah, man, look, I'm going to tell you another lie. One of the greatest lies ever told. You ready? One of the greatest lies ever told. Whistle. Men are logical. Women are emotional. Now, they don't say men are more logical or women are more emotional. The statement is exactly how I said it. Men are logical. Women are emotional. Now, that leads us to believe that men are void of emotion and women are void of logic or lacking in logic, and men are lacking in emotion. Nothing can be further from the truth. And as a matter of fact, I'll go so far as to say that men are just as emotional, sometimes even more emotional than women. And there are some women who are more logical or better at logic than some men. Otherwise, you wouldn't have female mathematicians. You would not have female astronauts. These are purely logical functions. And you have women excelling in these, just like you have men who are doing, look, what I'm doing now. This is all this talking and all this helping. These are nurturing attributes, helping people through relationship, helping men recover from pain and turmoil, helping people through their marriages. These are nurturing characteristics. I nurture people's lives, right? These are what are thought of as feminine dominated energy. Yeah, but if you think about it, you couldn't be here if it wasn't for 50% of your mama coming together with 50% of your father to produce a whole being that is you. That means you are half feminine, you are half masculine, but you're leaning more masculine if you're a man, you are leaning more feminine if you are a woman. Doesn't mean that just because you're a man that you lack feminine energy. You have feminine energy. You have the ability to express in feminine ways. I'm not wearing no damn dress. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about tapping into an element of that is within you, that is present within you, that you can express and show up in a way that is typically dominated in a feminine way. And women do the same thing, right? I'm not gonna shave my damn beard and wear a tutu just because I'm helping brothers through the adversity and all. No, come on, man. Stop being silly, right? Moving right along. But that's a lie to think that men don't show up, that men don't suffer emotionally or aren't challenged with emotion. We just emote differently. We may be emotional about different things, but don't get it twisted. Men are just as emotional as women are. I said what I said. Let me see. Yarley said, yeah. Derek says, where you at? She had to make way so I could meet my baby dog. My man, Derek is riding high right now. Got him a good lady. Bernard says, all my boys married to the same women over 28 years. This is 30. I've been with my wife for 33 years. And we're closer now than we were on the day we got married. Real rap, no cap. We've been married 31 years, been together 33 years, closer now than we ever been. And it feel like we get closer all the time. I ain't leaving there ain't a woman on this planet that can make me leave my woman. And lovely women throw themselves at me. They do. I'm not hard on the eyes. That's what the ladies lead me to believe. But I ain't going to know that. Not only am I not leaving, I ain't even gonna cheat. You can't make me cheat. I ain't gonna know that well. Period. Keith says marriage has seasons just like nature. Damn right. Damn right. Derek says one of the greatest lies ever told is from men is I'm all right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We struggle. We have challenges. Whew. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, family. When you're doing it right, manhood is not easy. When you're doing it right, manhood is not easy. Now, some of us might, have the ability to make it look easy, but manhood is not easy. It's work, right? And some of us are not all right. You know what I mean? Some of us are not all right. And I'm gonna tell you, part of what keeps the wind in my sails, that keeps me all right, that keeps me going strong, is my woman. I mean, that's fuel, man. My woman is fuel for this fight. No lie, I give my wife a lot of credit for helping me to be where I am right now. Bernard Brown says, amen. Yes, women don't understand. We are very emotional. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Don't let people lie to you, man. Yarley says men are logical. Logic controls emotion. It contextualizes them so that emotions do not control them. Let me read that again. Men are logical. Yes, I agree. Men are logical. Also, men are emotional. Logic controls emotions. I won't argue that. It contextualizes. So I say emotions make great servants, but horrible masters. And many of us, men and women, right? Ain't nothing logical about shooting up the club. That's all men doing that. Ain't nothing logical about fighting somebody because they stepped on your Jordan 1s, your new Jordans, right? Men do that. There are a lot of men who are slaves to their emotions. We are not all logical. We are emotional beings. This is my stance, right? Humans are emotional beings. with varying degrees of expressing logic. We are all emotional beings. Every human on this planet. If you see somebody that's emotionally disconnected, emotionally or not emotional, get the hell away from them. Get the hell away from them. I don't care if they're man or woman. If they don't have some level of emotional awareness, emotional connectedness, get the hell away from them. Keith says we are taught to suppress emotions from day one. That's it right there. And what they say about pressure busts pipes, but it can also make diamonds, right? If we channel those emotions and we harness them correctly, pressure creates diamonds too, right? But don't get it twisted, man. We have been taught to suppress emotions. We are taught that that suppressing that emotion, controlling those emotions is the epitome of manhood, that it's the apex of manhood. But I like to say it a little bit differently, man. I think that the apex of manhood is being aware, acutely aware, and in tune with all of our emotions. The challenge is, like man said, somebody said earlier, the challenge is to control those emotions, not to suppress them. Be in touch with them, be in tune with them, be acutely aware of them, but control your emotions. Don't let your emotions control you. Emotions make great servants, but horrible masters. Let me see. Comments. Let me see. Y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that like button, share this video. Also, don't forget to support your boy Cash App. Show me some love. You know what I mean? I'm taking my collection plate is out there to love to the Alchemical Ministries. Let's see. Keith says 28 years married together, 30. I'm the happiest I've been. I'm telling you. That's what it is. And look, this is why I tell brothers too, man. If you want advice on having a happy marriage, talk to brothers who are engaged in a happy marriage. Don't talk to men who are not happily married. And I'm talking about, when I say happily married, I mean that he's happy about the marriage and his wife is happy to be married to him. That's what a happy marriage is, a successful marriage, right? We're both happy about this arrangement. Talk to that brother. If you don't have to like me, find another brother who's successfully married and in a relationship that he's happy to be in, and she's happy to be in a relationship with him. Otherwise, you might talk to somebody who they can give you some decent advice here and there, but really more than anything, they're offering you coping mechanism. I don't want to just cope. I'm not trying to just live. I'm not trying to just survive in this life, man. I'm trying to thrive, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm having a ball. I'm having the time of my life, man. My life is good. Let me see. I feel you, my brother. I love my woman. I'm 30 years older than her, but that's my baby, and she loved me. My man, congratulations, man. Congratulations. This is a great show. You hit on all points, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate your appreciation. I do. Derek says those are men who dwell in ego. What does ego stand for? Edging God out. A lot of y'all don't believe in God. I get it. Whatever. You know, your hang up is what it is, but I like the acronym. Ego stands for edging God out. And God is whatever you think it is to you, right? But I said what I said. Ego, being consumed by ego is to compromise your own success, man. Let me see. Fuzz Light says, how do you help men who has been hurt? We talk, we get it all out on the table. And I've been fortunate. I have a gift of helping people make sense of things. And it's just, I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if you can call it download. I don't know what you call it. But I'm good at it, and I love being able to do it. I'm passionate about it. And man, you know, we get to the root of the problem. We lay it out, and brothers have I don't know, it's something. Those who resonate with me, they feel comfortable with me, and we share things. We talk about things that a lot of brothers are not comfortable talking to their wives about. You know, they're not comfortable talking with other people about. And I'm telling you, confident without violating confidentiality, I've had more grown men. I'm talking about 6 foot plus, 300-pound, masculine, muscle bound men cry me. And I mean, we get to the meat of it, boy. We get to the meat of it, and I love it because what I love is the final product. I love the end result. You know what I mean? I love helping brothers get to the other side of that pain, helping them make sense of what it is that's bothering them, and helping them show up as a healthier version of themselves. So that's what I do. His first lady says, that's why hubby and I listen to you. Y'all even look happy and healthy. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? It takes one to know one, right? It takes one to know one. Yarly says, and make sure her name is Toby. Black love is true love. Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. Keith says, men need a safe place to talk without judgment. Yeah, man. Look, and that's another thing too. Just to go back to Fuzz Light's point. I don't judge. I don't care what it is that Derek, you a nut, boy. I don't care what it is that is brought to me. This is a judgment-free zone. I don't judge. My job is not to judge. My job is to help offer you the tools that you need to get to the other side of that journey, man, to get to the other side of whatever that river is that's keeping you from being a better version of yourself. So to the point that Keith just made, men need a safe place to talk without judgment. I don't judge. I don't care what it is that you share with me. That's just what it is. How can a woman help a hurt man? Do you walk away or talk to him? Send me an inbox and let's talk offline, because I need more details, because every situation is different. Every situation is different, and there are some scenarios where it's best to walk away, but there are some scenarios where there are a lot of scenarios that can be powered through, really. And oftentimes we just need somebody to help light the pathway for us, man. Sometimes we just need some. It's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame. Right? Or another way they say it is, you can't see the forest. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. And so sometimes we just need somebody to cut the light on and highlight a different path for us. And you'd be surprised what you can get through with just a little bit of assistance. So this is what I do. Bernard says, the only thing I get mad in our relationship is when I'm away from her, for real. Man, that's what's up. That's why I hated being in the Navy. I was in the Navy, man, and we would go I would go away for 6 months at a time, man. And that was grueling. I hated being away from my family. I couldn't wait to get out the Navy, because a man's place is in his home. I firmly believe that. And so, I feel you on that. Derek says, great show, my boy. I appreciate you, bruh. That's my main man. That's my brother. Amen, Keith. Yes, indeed. Fuzz Light says, okay, I'll send you a message. Please do. Please do. If he's not your man, don't walk away, run away. Yeah. And your man, that's the operative word, your man. Yeah, enough said. I mean, that's important. You know what I mean? No more questions, no more comments. It's been a good show, man. We went 90 minutes strong, almost 90 minutes. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. And for that, I am eternally thankful, man. Love y'all. Yeah, I love that. Love y'all, fam. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And for that, I'm eternally thankful. Oh, let me drop this on y'all real quick. This is the book that my wife and I wrote together, the Heart Work book, 31 Days to Mastering Your Relationship. In this book, there is 30 plus years of marital experience on how to master your relationship and make it do what it's supposed to damn do. This is what we did. And, www.theconditionsoflove.com. Run out and get your copy. It's marriage enhancement in the binder. So there it is, fam. Like I said, man, that's the end. I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace. Let's see. Changes you made and go away. Did I miss some comments? Let me see. All right. I think that's it. All right, fam. I'm out. Peace.